We live. We are live. Sorry for the delay. I was delayed by just kind of going through YouTube comments on a video. I was wondering if I should grab like an extra bite to eat before I stream, but I decided against it because of the fact that it was already 7:03. I have to say, one good benefit of the new stream system, some people complained about it a lot, but it's actually kind of really nice because you can reuse old stream settings, basically. Really good. Anyways, from ashes to ashes, save point. Okay. If I recall correctly anyways, we can go into the chief's office now.
Yes, that's what we were about to do.
Yes. Anyways, February 24th, Police Department, Chief's Office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Click. Beep. Also, isn't it lovely? I can actually hear the goddamn game sounds. Oh, that's great. Anyways, open sesame. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Gumshoe! Eek! Yeah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Oh, that's funny. And also sad. Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Crumpled Gumshoe's ID card in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card. Why did everything fade to black for a second there? I don't know. The sectioning of things on this game and others is kind of weird. Anyways, I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I mean, if Gumshoe actually gets fired, at least that way he gets unemployment. Because it seems like they're trying to make him quit. I've got a bad feeling about this. Is there anything we can talk to Gumshoe about? I mean, the chief's office and chief can't. Yeah, let's start with talking. The chief's office. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister? Was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana.
I just realized
that
I
day
can't
2 years
hear you.
ago. What?
Interesting. There's no audio coming out on my end.
Wait, really?
Hello? No, nothing.
Hello, yeah, that's... What do you mean audio coming out?
Strange. And y'all can hear me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Wait, you can't hear me?
Can't hear you at all.
Oh god.
I mean, you're talking, but I wouldn't know what you're... Oh.
Did that do it?
Yes, it did. What did you do, stupid?
The mute button on my microphone seems to only mute Skype.
Why would you press the mute button in the first
levels
place?
going through on OBS.
But why would you press the mute button in the first place?
So I didn't have to hear myself.
Well, guess what? I couldn't hear you.
Sorry.
I wondered. I just assumed. For some reason, I didn't hear anything, and to myself, I was like, maybe he finally stopped saying, I'm not going to voice this shit, and I'm going to let people read it, but I guess not.
No.
Do it, people read.
No, no, no. I much prefer to hear people's voices anyways.
Yeah.
It's their custom spin on it. Anyways, on that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. I don't remember what voice I was trying to do for Gumshoe last time. I constantly change Gumshoe like you change Penny. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues left remaining. Alright, let's talk about Chief Gant real fast. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, it's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Because Chief Gant. Chief Gant. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to stop bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. I hate these kind of ass-backwards logic people. Although, in terms of common courtesy, when someone is waving things off, not in this situation. But when someone's waving things off, usually you should still be tipped off. But anyways. You can't just let it go at that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? Yeah, Mr. Wright, what do you think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. Finally? Finally? What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There he goes, ignoring me again. Aw, I'm sorry, Gumshoe. You look like a sad puppy. I wish I had something that I could say that could cheer you up. Oh. In the meantime, I'll examine things. That painting, or picture. This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? What's back here? These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Oh. Examine? Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. Gumshoe, I'm worried about you. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Do you need me to bring you to a psych? Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Oh, yeah, not from the 15th floor, but like doing some sort of an action shot out a window. Yeah, most of the time you aren't going to be able to do that. Anyways, don't use a black light. There's things in his office you're not ready to handle. Oh, you know, just stuff and things. Anyways, hi, Midnight. How you doing? Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. Isn't it good to be a dreamer, though? So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Oh my god. Don't say that! Damon wasn't just licking his organ keys, if you get what I mean. Or tickling, I said licking. I mean, I don't think a man of that stature could, lick his personal organ, if you know what I mean. Rise from the ashes. Yeah, hi Nina! How you doing?
Hello.
I forget if I asked you too, Midnight, but like, how you all doing? This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner, even if she hasn't been here in 2 years apparently. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? Who knows? What if Damon does yoga? You know, I almost feel like he would be the type to do so. Okay, yeah. So just that spot. Okay. But yeah, maybe he does have the ability to lick it, but he does that much yoga. Although I do know plenty of people who do yoga that are still not that flexible. You must be really dedicated. Then again, if you can lick that far, you probably are. Anyways, whoa! This whole area must have been covered in blood! Is this from that incident? It must be, when Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed, so the reaction's kind of dull. Everyone has continually said, 2 years ago, 2 years have passed. That sort of thing. But I guess it's relative when they say it, but whatevers. Whatevers? Whatever. Whatevers. So a murder really did take place here. No shit. Well, he does clap. He probably claps more than his hands. Oh, that's good. That's good. But in this case, I wasn't talking about clapping. I was talking about licking. That reminds me, I also need to plug in my laptop. Anyways. So I guess we've found the spot with luminol. Fingerprinting set apparently is not a thing we can really use. So, let's continue to examine the room. Examine the organ, I guess. The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Speaking of organs, occasionally we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th? Holy shit. What is between the 2nd floor and the 15th? I would like to ask. And why is he still allowed to play it? Also, I can't help but not think of, basically just him being the masked Phantom, from Phantom of the Opera. Anyways, except in this case, he wouldn't be creepily calling out Christine, who would be just being like, duh, duh, just to call forward someone from the Criminal Affairs Department, to tell him to shut up. Also, of course, it would not be that quiet. I can make your heads clap. Ooh. Anyways, I mean, clearly he can make Gumshoe's hands clap, based on that description of his organ. A sight to behold. When a detective screws up, the chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours. Oh my. So you must pay for what you have done. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in his ears. How does Gant manage? Oh, you know what? Gant probably has... He probably has his own earplugs constantly in. So it's an instrument of punishment. Literally. But aren't the Chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. That would explain a lot, actually. That's besides the point. Okay, examine. Wow, look at the size of the Chief Gant's desk. But speaking of that, when we were here earlier. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant! He put the paper he was reading in his desk. Do you think Gumshoe has ever encountered an organ as massive as Stamens? Who knows? He may even have seen an organ bigger.
You're gross.
But I mean, based on the fact that he has encountered an organ as massive as... encountered Damon's organ, he's at least encountered a organ as massive as Damon's organ because it was Damon's organ. Anyways... I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. Used in a case. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this. Hey, look at the case name! I know what that means with the twice as long as this. Huh? SL9 incident! I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long? That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. We've heard that before, but... Yeah, that list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? Oh... Oh. Most lists run twice as long because of the fact that it is twice as long. Okay, it wasn't just a bunch of fabricated evidence that barely made it on the list because it was tiny pieces that made a lot of difference or whatever. No, it was something more, you know, substantial. There was a lot of evidence. It's just that half of it was, you know, removed systematically by putting it on a second page and then not giving it to the lawyer. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Evidence list added to the court record. That list isn't the only long thing in Damon's office. That's actually quite a short thing. So, bad comparison, Midnight, if we want to go fun. Although, to be fair, Damon definitely feels like the kind of man who would come up short in reality. Even if it is a sight to behold, it would probably still come up short. Maybe it's just a beer can. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First a pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Isn't she just 18? She will probably start having to pay taxes sometime soon. So, yeah. Damon is overcompensating for his shortcomings. Yeah, basically. That's what a lot of men like this tend to do. Anyways, shh, be careful what you say. Who knows? Chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. That's funny. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Oh, I know. He's a whack job. What's this? This is a safe, isn't it? Okay, safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. He's a detective. Of course he would. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday. It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Is it... Oh my god! Bingo! Damn, it really is shortcoming. Wow, okay. So that definitely is Damon Gant's number. So that definitely means Damon Gant is the murderer. Oh god. Oh god. Now I know why they don't want those numbers just randomly being able to be handed out. 7 sevens. Damon really is a moron. He has his fingerprints all over this place. In terms of, like, little problems that he has left behind. That 7-digit number that apparently only Chief Officer can have had, and clearly he's the only one that's possibly tied to this case, not just with a motive, but with practicality or capabilities. He's he's also, like a moron, had his goddamn number, his ID number, something that could technically still be public knowledge and not really be much of a problem, attached to his safe as its code. Well, not attached, but used as a safe code. And it's a string of 7 sevens. I can see why it's easy to remember, but still. Bingo! What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 777777777. The final ID card number on that record. Hope I didn't do any 7s short or long. Anyways, what? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 777777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. No, that was enough 7s, I think. Anyways, this can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Well, it's examination time. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. No, that's a shard from a broken vase. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. A piece of leather cloth with a handprint on it? This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh. Well, it was just a thought. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. Vase. I can already tell what this is from. They look like pieces of evidence. But unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these 2 items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. Oh, I know. Present. The unstable jar. Detective Gunshoe, could you have another look at this jar? All of us put that back together. Oh, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic, considering that was basically yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't this... or was that today? No, that was yesterday. Yeah. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards from an SL9 incident sticker had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yes, that one! That was in the safe! Oh, now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble fragments. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. 3D game time! Combine. Da-da-da-da! Wow! There, it fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? The unstable jar data has been updated. Why is that a line instead of a blood splatter? Someone was trying to write on that, were they? Hold the fuck up. Let's look at this.
Or maybe let's not look at it. No, how about we don't look at that?
Why?
All will be revealed eventually.
I still want to look at it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Hey, look there. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain there. Looks like blood. This piece that Chief has is different, though. The blood stains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line. That is odd. Oh, it gave me nothing. Well, fuck it, Doc. Okay. Anyways, we also have to figure out the leather cloth. Hold on. Knife tip was in the wound. Let's check this list of evidence. What the fuck is on the back here? I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I'd better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. I'm sorry? Why are you... Okay? Picture, okay?
Stop questioning things. All will be revealed eventually.
Hold on. Fingerprinting set. That handprint on the leather, would fingerprints still show from that? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. What? What just happened? Babe? Babe, you're muted. Okay. Maybe it's because it thinks I'm still on a call with him? Okay, hold on. Weird. Come on! Weird. That's weird. Sorry for the technical problems, but Skype is sometimes weird. Whoop. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Okay. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Anyways, that was odd. Huh? Come on, this isn't time for jokes. We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh! I knew that. I'm the one with the handprint on it, right? The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth, then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Select which finger to examine. Let's do the thumbprint. I'm just gonna spread powder everywhere. And then I gotta remember what the keybind was. C? Yeah, baby! I remembered. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Okay, let's do that one. Index finger. Spread the powder. Blah 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 just paint the screen white basically, and then blow. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Alright, middle finger to flip us all off. Oh, okay. Spread the powder. Ooh, that's a really clear print. Alright, compare it to Damon Gant. Okay, that's not Gant's. No match is found. That doesn't match. Looks like we're out of clues this time. Yeah, but it was inside the chief's safe. Right, along with that shard. So that means it's gotta have something to do with that incident. The one that happened right here in this room. She's right. We should check the fingerprints of everyone who was in here that day. The way I see it, there's a higher power at work here. You just gotta have faith. Alright. Angel Star. Why does this fingerprint image look like this one? Yeah. Match found. No. How can this be? Unless that piece of evidence was just, Emma was here. A thing. Wait, this was a piece of leather. That would be his jacket. That would be, Neil Marshall's jacket. So, she touched his jacket at some point. Or like his jacket was pressed against her hand for a while at some point. That doesn't actually show all that much. No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Really? Really? Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be dark prints. Psst, you, over here. What's going on here? What are the kids doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Strip of cloth folded and added to the court record. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Which person are you referring to? Because if I'm not mistaken, Gumshoe's wearing a coat, Emma's wearing a coat, and Phoenix has a suit coat on. So all of them are in coats. But okay, Gant. Anyways, Chief Gant. We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Oh, oh, that's sad. Gumshoe isn't exactly a stray puppy, I would say. So much as just one that wanders and probably doesn't hit his face that often. Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. I guess he means trench coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir. Now get out. Oh, look, he has an evil smile. I highly doubt it's being used for just this. Can't wait to see more of it. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait. You, the one without the spiky hair. Okay. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair. You're free to go. Mr. Wright? Why the fuck didn't we stick around? I forget. Is Emma of age yet? Actually, come to think of it, wasn't Emma like a high school student? Yeah, no, she's in her last year of high school, I think. Something like that. Anyways, yeah, she's not actually a legal adult yet. She probably will be soon, though. But still. Anyways, why would we leave her alone with Gant? Considering he's, you know, highly suspect and known for manipulating evidence. Look, pal, I told you once, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but I knew if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. It's hard to believe anyone could keep quiet about it all this time. Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with Chief again. Later, pal. Good luck, Gumshoe. Try not to, you know, pester him too soon? After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police want to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Alright, February 24th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who'd stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I've finally figured it out. Who it is you're hiding behind those words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Gant wasn't so good for you either? It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Also, to find out exactly what Edgeworth was saying about me. Go on about me being thick-headed? What else does he think has a thick head? Although I know Lana wouldn't want to actually, answer that with that stern expression. Anyways, keeping quiet. I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think you're afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of? What's this person's name? Damon Gant. Well, Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about the circumstances? Damon Gant. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly investigated that evidence was me. I had access to it because I was second in command in that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant, who was top of command on the investigation. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Here's the evidence list. Ripped in half, so only part remains. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. Well, this wasn't in the safe. Was this in the safe? I'm already forgetting. But, yeah. I just found this in the chief's office. This jar piece and the strip of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty of murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, it's more accurate than cooperate. Orders. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. Oh. So clearly Damon did do the deed. Lana, you're trusting us with a lot of information. You could just spill the beans and say, there's something that Damon Gant was hiding for some reason, and Bruce Goodman's murder was required for it. We don't know what, but it was basically because of forged evidence, because it was clear that this one guy was, a murderer. Even said so himself. And then, he ran off during questioning. I mean, the circumstances alone should be enough to get him, tried, unless those circumstances were all there was, and he didn't actually confess to anything. But you'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, that's why he was given the award. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, You were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk was broken. I discovered that murder weapon while investigating the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this knife was stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with a different knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr. Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I did never want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone in the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma was so confident. And so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. Oh, Lana. You weren't keeping tabs on Jake or Angel, were you? They weren't over that case. The whole reason for you hiding things and covering them back up is because of the fact that people like them want it reopened. Because they don't feel satisfied with the evidence that was presented. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, I was about to call her Llama. Lana, you basically just told me everything. You've earned my respect, Mr. Wright. Both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Really? Really? Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. Fairly certain it's Damon Gant. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? Yeah, because we aren't really certain that that was what actually happened. What was described by Emma. To be continued. Saved cleared stage data? Yes. Save? Save.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like if you did.
No.
No?
We aren't stopping. Barely, not even an hour into the stream, babe.
Damn, I thought I could get away with that.
Uh-uh. You can try to be
Rude.
funny, but
Who said I was
no,
being funny?
no, no.
And the fucking stream.
February 25th, 9:47 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. This is defendant lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? Did she tie a tie around her neck and stand on an ice block? I'm only joking. That's actually really dark. I shouldn't have said that. I just know that that's a worry with every defense attorney, though. Anyway, and where's Emma for that matter? It seems almost as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth! Edgeworth, please tell me, where are my clients? Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 777777 ID number is? Well, now I have a pretty strong hunch. I guess it's not confirmation, but yeah, I'm 99.99999% certain. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. Edgeworth, please work with me, because we have an actual murderer that you can, in fact, prosecute. And, it's also, good for you to get the actual, person who committed the evidence fraud, arrested. The only reason that this trial didn't end yesterday is because there was still room for doubt in this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling on the defendant. 5 minutes after the trial starts, Lana will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you, Edgeworth. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened then. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? All right. I was about to say, all right. Right? but that wouldn't work with Edgeworth. Damn it. All right, right only works if it's from Edgeworth's perspective. All right, right. Damn it. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Oh boy. February 25th, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Gavel. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. That was the judge's voice, not Edgeworth's. Anyways, normally this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Normally you ask for an opening statement, and then you go about special business. I think. Okay, never mind. Chief Gant. Fading into existence. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Udgy? Udgy? I thought he called him Edgy. Hey, Udgy. Been back in the pool yet? Oh, Judge. Duh. No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Gant? Why are you making her confess? What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! Objection! You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. Can you actually do that? Actually, come to think of it, I think you can. Well, you can fire your attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. You know, that should have been enough 2 years ago, but no. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. So she thinks it's justice. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. Does court find this a defendant? Objection. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, Thank you. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. Besides, you're the chief of police, not chief of prosecutors. Fuck you. With a sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Hold it. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. He's a prosecutor. You can't control the prosecutor, Lana. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Gant, you'll live to regret contesting that. Mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take to the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Thank you! Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. Alright, 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Sometimes Edgeworth's confidence is just, or words, should just be taken at face value. Although I expect the judge wants him to, eventually prove that. Then again, we've brought the SL9 incident up so many times in this court case, I think the judge probably has just realized, you know what? Fuck it. Go along with it. He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth. The truth behind this trial. The truth. 2 years ago. Witness testimony. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I imagine Edgeworth's just like, right, you better fucking figure this out. I was sitting in my sister's office that day. Okay. I just have to wonder, where do I go? What statements do I need to press on? A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Okay. Okay, let's press on basically every statement, I guess? 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes, she was second in command under Chief Detective Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Chief Detective Gant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office as well. That's right. I'd always sit on at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day, too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. But then a man came running in and took me hostage. Okay, hold it. Man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. Wasn't he involuntarily? You know what, never mind. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. Okay, I feel like the story is changing now. But okay. I think I'll go along with it. Anyways, when he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Skye and Grant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. Hold it. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Detective Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Gant was there too? Gant is fucking everywhere in this case. If it wasn't obvious that it was Gant before, it's obvious now, but still. Gant was too... Ooh. There's no covering up that. Anyways, Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was good as dead. That's when Prosecutor Marshall came in? I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw that instant. Hold it. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out? Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right. But just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image in the scene of my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Obviously hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes. That's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. That was the picture! Okay, so she did draw the picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Oh! Oh! She did mention that before! I do remember that now. And we found that picture. It's on the back of that evidence list. Oh, that's why it's separate. Wait, why would that image that Emma drew be part of the evidence that Damon Gant wanted to hide? This is making me suspect Emma for some reason. What in the world are they trying to second frame Emma for? What? This feels like when Edgeworth was almost framed for the murder of the one guy. But, yikes. Not a fan. She's Echo-Caucasian. I had a strong... Hi, Castile. How you doing? Besides the strong... Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. Objection. But the list of evidence...
Thank you, everybody, for coming. We'll see you all next time. Have a good day.
What? Why?
No reason. I just wanted to see if I could get away with it.
No!
Damn it. Oh well. I can
You can't try
steal.
the joke again 20 minutes later after basically being silent the whole time.
Of course, that's the joke. And back I go to being silent.
Fuck you too, then. Of course I'm kidding. But I do want to fuck. Anyways, but the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Bang. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. Ha-ha! No, it hasn't, because I know where it is. It's on the back of this evidence list. Ripped in half, so only part remains. Objection! Super Saiyan Phoenix! I love that blue background. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you still insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn it... Ah! What is this? TMI had a minor procedure and am big tired. Oh, okay. Anesthetic. I've dealt with that. Although, to be fair, when I had anesthetic for getting my wisdom teeth out, I actually was able to go pretty quickly into just being, like, fully lucid. I didn't have much of a non-lucid time period, which I think is a good thing. Anyways, Um, for the most part, the judge has been bamboozled. I wouldn't say bamboozled so much as flummoxed. The When I was under anesthetic, I was actually waking up as the stitches on the top were being done. So they put me back under for a few more minutes, which apparently helped me completely come out of a stupor by the time it wore off, because of the fact that the anesthetic was wearing off and my system was already starting to reject it. I basically was able to just come back out more or less fully conscious at the end of it all, which is a little weird, but at least I was asleep for the actual procedure. Anyways, yes, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's a picture I drew. Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. Objection. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. You had anesthesia awareness? Spooky. Well, I mean, I woke up not part way through. Most of the way through. Getting my wisdom teeth out. Again, the doctor was doing the stitches on the second tooth. So I was just, like, quick blasted and then let back out. Although, to be fair, I did not open my eyes or anything like that. Not like I probably could have. I think they had, like, a face shield or something over me. Because it was pitch black. So, yeah, I could hear things. It was something. Anyways, these two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here, where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Order, order. Who would have thought the picture would have been drawn on the back of the list? That was handed to Detective Goodman in the questioning room. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor. Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth? It's possible. Let's see. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? He's fucking fuming. Edgeworth is a big old nerd. Yeah, a bit. He's also a bit of a freak sometimes, because he's ooh, there is something drawn on the back of my list. This is that thing. What is that? That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Is that the Blue Badger? Why does it look like an Uno card? With
You
sort of
bet your sweet fucking asshole it's the Blue Badger. The Blue Badger is king, goddammit. The Blue Badger will reign supreme forever and ever and ever. Andrew out.
Edgeworth never look at the back of the list. It is assumed so. Why would he not have seen the back of that?
Because he's stupid. We know this.
It looks like it's drawn in pencil as well. He should have been able to see the graphite rubbing off on his hands if he was fingering the list all day. What the
Careful.
fuck?
So, excuse me, what did you say? He was fingering the list?
If he had his fingers all over it, fingering.
Thank you.
Finger him. Finger him.
Are you sure he didn't have his, he wasn't fingering a list? I'm sure people have made porn of that.
Ooh, yeah.
Well,
Anyways,
Rule 34, if it exists, there is porn of it.
of course. That thing
I'm
that was
sure
dancing in the
somebody's
evidence
looked at a
room.
piece, I'm sure somebody's looked at a piece of paper and said, "That's sexy. Let me draw some porn."
Oh god, I wonder if the Blue Badger has any porn of it. Oh god.
Good question. Let's go search.
While you do that, I'm going to continue reading for a little bit. Apparently, the head of criminal affairs used this for his blueprint. I guess he was out of scrap paper. The evidence list has been updated. Huh. Huh. Bang. Very well. Witness, will you please testify about the picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she saw the picture. Emma's picture, witness testimony. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw that instant.
Yep, 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 yep. There's only 3, but yep, I told you, the Rule 34, there is porn of it.
Oh my god!
2 are, well, 1 is very interesting. I'll have to show it to you later. 1 is just
Okay.
very crudely drawn, and then the third one I think is actually kind of funny.
Okay.
2 are porn. Let's see, 1 more I think you would enjoy. Um, 1 just, like I said, crudely drawn. And then 1 I think is pretty funny is technically the Blue Badger is not doing anything pornographic. It's apparently a drawing of Maggie Bird, the cop.
Okay.
No, I don't think you met her yet. You'll meet
No,
her,
yeah.
honestly. But it's basically a female cop, and her skirt accidentally gets caught on the Blue Badger's flag.
Okay.
It's like, oh no, my skirt got pulled up. Oh.
I feel the breeze.
I mean, yeah. But my point here stands. You say like, oh, what are your trolls? If it exists, there is porn of it.
Yeah.
You probably didn't think I'd come back saying, hey, here's some Blue Badger porn for you.
I was thinking, oh, there's probably something weird on the
And
internet
you're
about
right.
the Blue Badger.
You're
Even
right.
if it's just funny pictures or something, but...
Now I want to go see maybe like somebody wrote some fucking like fan fiction.
Oh god.
Gumshoe.
I wonder if it comes
Gumshoe with an
true, if
inanimate
like
Blue
it comes
Badger.
to
Like,
life and then Gumshoe is just like, yeah, stick that flag in me.
God,
I
you're
need some traffic control.
terrible.
It's a little too BDSM.
Well, time to hang up again.
No!
I'll just mute.
Oh, okay. Lol, what are you looking at? Apparently Blue Badger porn. Oh, I find that so funny. Okay. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind and your retinas. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor near Marshall. I mean, you don't know who's who. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Emma's picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw that instant. Hold it. So the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who came to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Wait, why is that Joe Dark? I just realized that one looked like Joe Dark right there. But then Marshall was the one who wound up being murdered. Wait, both were murdered. Ugh. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? After that, I must have fainted. Hold it. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No. I'm sorry. Objection. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused a witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw that instant. Hold it. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Objection. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? We is not you, Edgeworth. You are a prosecutor. You are not a detective. You are two separate entities. You know for a fact that detectives can go behind your back and do shit. That said, you are still technically allied with them, but still... You shouldn't say we. You should say... whatever. Hold it. Get your story straight, Emma. Yes. Straighter than Phoenix and I. Or, straighter than Phoenix and I. I have to say it in Edgeworth's voice if I'm going to say Phoenix. And then Phoenix's voice just, you know... is my voice. Anyways, Edgeworth is the law. I guess. No, of course not. I better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. How? Do you even have a salary? You know what? Never mind. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story might have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet... There's clearly a contradiction here. Really? Our witness testimony is part of the evidence list. Didn't she just say that she drew it before the detectives got to her? That would have been done before the evidence list was drawn up. Right? Right? Yo, wait a minute. That's a window, isn't it? Why is that there? Whoa, hold up. Wasn't there a vase that was shattered during the incident? Or that was somehow involved that got blood stains all over it? What? Hold on. That's not just the blue badger or some sort of king thing. That reminds me of the vase. Okay. Hold up. How do I present this in such a way that I can work it with the game? Because you have to present things at the right places and times, and it's kind of finicky and weird. Just... This is in front of a window. I can kind of tell because I remember the grandeur of that window. It had a curved top. It had like, which is kind of shown by these grayed out edges. It had art in it. The fact that this is what's there, that sort of crown jester shape, um, that apparently wound up inspiring the Blue Badger, but oh boy, um, I'm uh okay, um. Okay, I'm trying to think. What is the best way to get around showing that there is something weird about that blue badger because it actually kind of ties into this? I think, if I'm not mistaken, um, oh boy, uh, Bubby, Andrew Bub,
What?
may I please have some help?
No. Suffer. I'm just kidding. I have absolutely no clue where you are, so I'm no help to you.
Well, I'm at Emma's testimony about the picture.
Okay. And
Can you please tell me what to press on and what to present evidence for?
I don't know.
Are you gonna force me to look up the fucking walkthrough for once?
I mean, I could. I generally don't know. Fine. Hold on.
I want you to because there are probably spoilers all over it. I want to actually react to the damn thing as I go.
Yes, I'm sure. So let me do that. Okay, fine.
Anyways. Just reminding everyone to take a drink of water every once in a while. If you can, anyway. What?
Nothing. I just have a throat. And be quiet. Where are we?
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright I could see where. All I could see were shadows.
Hold on. Shamba, 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 shamba. Hurry up, hurry up. Loading, loading. It's loading up. It's loading.
Loading.
I'm yelling timber. You better man. You better dance.
Let's make a case. You. No.
Oh.
Let's solve the case. You don't remember. I don't know. The voice of God reveals police Sonic's answers. Very funny, Castiel. Very funny. But, baby? Baby? Oh, there was a poor network connection, apparently. Fucking Skype. Okay, I'm gonna end the call. Yep. Oh, hey, we can do the game again. Ugh, I hate how Skype always mutes it. Now.
The call did a droppy.
Yes, yes, it did.
Where are we?
Blah, 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 blah. That sucks. Yes, it does, Castio. We were at. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows.
But I don't know.
Emma's talking about the
Up
picture.
Loading so slow. I'm getting there.
Oh god, the deafening silence has been filled.
The deafening silence. I can provide deafening silence. I give deafening silence and no help.
When you're alone, silence is all you know. Anyways.
I'm hurrying. Trying to find those exact words.
The words. The words.
Yeah. The words. Um, I think it's in part 2, probably is where we're in right now. There's 3 parts of the transcript.
Are you sure it's not part 3 because of the fact that we're on the final day?
What day is it? February 23rd?
This is the 25th, I think.
Okay, maybe. Well, let's see if.
Is it possible to spam press your own face in game? Wait, what?
Wait, what?
To spam press your own face in game. What do you mean spam press your face? Oh, do you mean like the little overlay that's on the bottom? Oh, that's not part of the game. That's just a space filler because of the fact that the screen is tall and vertical, so I have it split into 2 sections, the lower half and then the top half. And then I have a space filler below that is just Phoenix's face because I don't want it to be just blue bars anymore.
Yeah. Oh God.
But also, I think you don't get any interaction when you press on people's faces because technically because this is the DS version, you wouldn't have any sort of a touchscreen up top, which is where you would see all the people's faces. So yeah. That's that. Oh god, I'm dummy thick with that thick. Aww.
I'm hurrying, goddammit.
It's okay, babe. But aw, Castile. You don't have to be thick to be beautiful. Or, not dumb. But I mean, to be fair, it is all just one section, Though I guess it does look completely different because of the fact that the art style is different. I would definitely be confused too, but I have the bar and everything aligned so nicely. But yeah, I'm just gonna on OBS show you what it looks like if I hide the Desmume sections. Yeah, it just shows the actual blue background behind the Phoenix Wright image. That is basically always there whenever I stream. So like whenever I have to restart Minecraft from it crashing or something, or like reload Factorio, there's always just gonna be a little blip where it's just Phoenix Wright on the bottom, just sort of ominously there, like, yes, pointing.
Trying to get through this long page of stuff.
Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. I remember having to go through all the Professor Layton puzzles and the walkthroughs and stuff. Those were sectioned out really nicely on somewhere, but
Well, it's a good layout. I'm just on mobile right now, so it's
I guess,
a little
yeah.
more difficult.
Hmm.
February 24th. We're not there, so we gotta move ahead to February 25th, since that's what you said.
I'm pretty sure that's the day we're on. It's the last day.
How do you know it's the last day?
They've said so multiple times.
But how do you know it's the last day?
Apparently, it's the last day of the
But how do you know
case, of
it's
the trial.
But how do you know it's the last day?
I can't with you. LMAO, the
Yes,
power of pity. I mean, eh.
forever.
We're just on the
Okay,
screen.
wait.
Oh,
Shut up. Are you insinuating? Wait. Okay, wait. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Right?
yes.
Okay, press. Did you not even think of pressing it?
Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced by any of your talks with the detectives. I did actually press on that one. Objection! Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? I went on a whole tangent about the fact that he's technically not allied with the detectives, but not part of them. So if it... I mean, he was screwed over with evidence before, so... Clearly they're not allied with him. Anyways. No, of course not. I better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. But the whole evidence list was already written up. Mr. Wright, is
Okay.
there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well... That's
So,
strange. She
wait.
claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet, there's clearly a contradiction here.
Okay, so present. I know what to present now, but why haven't you figured it out?
Um... Is it...
Oh, oh,
Eh...
is it?
Do I present the evidence list somewhere?
I don't. You're a hope lost cause. Present Neil Marshall's autopsy report.
Oh! Oh my god! Okay, that makes sense. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Fuck, I
maybe
clicked all
if
the way to the end. I need to...
you gotta read more, read. If you gotta read every single fucking piece of evidence, then do it.
Yes, oh my god. Neil's autopsy report. He was stabbed in the back.
Like I said, you gotta make sure you're reading literally every piece of evidence because it
Objection!
will give you.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? Um, wait, where should I put the thing?
On the knife.
Okay, the knife. Take that! The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. In fact, you don't even have to look closely to see that. Wait a minute. Why Oh. Emma, how would you know that the knife's tip was broken off? But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? The tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. But Emma, the knife tip broke off inside his body. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. Objection. Huh? Where could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound in the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. What's the meaning of this? Objection. Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Objection. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's also not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up in there. Emma, no! Phoenix is out here upsetting the witness. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered with the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness' memory is mistaken. Objection. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's another way to explain this inconsistency. Objection. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah! No way! Oh! Oh, that adds up to a lot, actually. Order, order, order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder, and also remind you of the fact that we covered this yesterday. Anyways, the police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It was my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. I was about to say, unless he had already stabbed him and was pulling the knife away, but that's not going to be it. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? Emma's mistaken, or there is another one?
There is another one.
Okay, there is another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright? In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's a real murder weapon.
Are you asking me, or?
I'm looking.
What looks like it could be a weapon?
Edgeworth's knife?
No, look harder.
The screwdriver?
Look harder!
The unstable jar?
Look harder!
The what?
Look at a photograph.
Oh. The
Yeesh.
prosecutor trophy.
Yes, the prosecutor's trophy, specifically the one that has the knife in it.
The picture with it, right? Submit that. The real murder weapon is the judge's dreamy eyes. I wouldn't call them dreamy at this moment, but I will submit the Gantt team picture. Take that! The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. A broken glaive, if I'm not mistaken. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the picture was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood this award. Order. Order. I will have order. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a broken knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. Objection. But that can't be. Oh? And why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors' award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! This game is wild. You don't say! But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? Ugh. It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Hold it! Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth!
Witness?
What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. Okay, yeah, so it was drawn right. I thought so. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Deep, deep inside you. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. And perhaps it would also be best if we ended the stream here.
Yes.
Because it's 9.
Yes, it is time to end this stream.
I'm also amazed. It isn't completely dark outside yet. I am happy. Although, to be fair, we only have about 2 weeks more of this before the summer solstice, and then the days start getting shorter again. So I guess we'll see. But anyways. Ay. This case is wild. We knew that, though. Anyways. Wouldn't it be obvious she drew it? These prosecutors are incompetent. I mean, we been new. Then again, you have to really narrow your way of thought sometimes, and then really expand your way of thought in others. It's bizarre as fuck. So, yeah, prosecutors ruin their brains. In some ways, to the defense attorneys, because you have to prove everything based on evidence, and you have to constantly be looking for things. And you have to almost have a paranoia sense of you. But, yeah, that's that. Anyways, I think that'll about do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. And probably see the finale, I hope, next time. Let's hope 2 hours is enough to fucking finish that. Ay, ay, ay. Anyways, yeah, let's hope that we finish next time.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Then we'll finally be fucking done with the first game. Hooray! Anyways, subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell for notifications as to when I go live with Andrew here on Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. U.S. Central Time, give or take some extra time. And then on Sundays, I also do stuff on my own from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. U.S. Central Time. I go back and forth between Minecraft and Factorio, and that's that. And I would also suggest you look at Andrew's channel, which you can find in the description of this or on my recommended channels page. I have some other friends on there as well who you might also enjoy their channels. Just gonna shout them out too. Anyways, that should do it. Thank you so much for watching one last time. This is Guy Smith and...
Alright. Bye.
This is Guy Smith and...
Oh, bye.
Well, that was Andrew.
I'm Andrew. Bye.